Greetings, everyone. My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today is the debut of a game called Against the Storm. These are all from the channel Mikolaj, Kurpios, who's the composer, I see. And we have 3 songs for you. These are requested by Cabe Bedlam, thank you. Forest Lights, White Fog, and Call, in that order. And they're all kind of short, so I think I'm going to just listen to them all back to back and just see what happens. I don't know the context of these. I don't know what's going on. This image is very striking. It looks like the cover of a book. And yeah, looks pretty drippy, actually. Those eyes looking at us. Okay, well, I don't know anything about this. Those are my favorite. This is Forest Lights from Against the Storm. These have a lot of bass in them, so I just felt that. Is that character holding a severed body? I don't know why, but my brain immediately went to Outer Wilds. But it doesn't even sound that similar. It's just, I think the imagery just put me there. It does have a slight European sound to it. I can't put my finger on it though. I'm trying to think of where this name originates from. Mikolaj, Kurpios. Interesting. It's like, it feels very story driven. The only thing keeping the chord progression is the piano. Boom, boom. Everything else feels kind of like freeform. Oh. Okay. Let's just get right into it. This one's White Fog. I feel like these probably have a story to tell together. Oh, I just realized the logo of Against the Storm has a rain cloud with water coming down. I don't know what the O is. Compass? Ooh. If I ever do a ambient VGM vibes, I think this has got to be in there. Setting a mood for sure. Musical in its own way. Shall we look up what this is? I'm curious. We'll see how I feel. I like these like random bass frequencies we hear. It kind of sounds like one of those like hand saws, but at the same time it kind of sounds like a vocal too. That's a vocal. I'm gonna pull up the game, but I'm not gonna read anything just yet. Okay, there. It pulled up. I mean, I'm definitely getting like just super fantasy. Something you just get lost in. The image seems very telling of the title, Against the Storm, and there's a storm going on, and you know, maybe this storm is this antagonist which is in the background. A little electric guitar in there. This sound design is very like painting the picture for sure. Very mystical. That was White Fog, and this is the last song, Call. Kind of reminds me of Journey. How the music kind of like ascends with you where you're going. Horn section. Actually, yeah, it does kind of remind me of like Austin Wintory. That style. Ooh. And this one has the most vocals. It feels like we fully like ascended at this point. Call? So vague. Call. It does sound kind of end game though. Late end game. I can't help but think of Journey now. Like just, you know, we've reached this point. Whatever this is. And thus concludes Against the Storm debut. I'm gonna wait just a second before I look it up. I think, if I had to guess, the requester didn't tell me why these three are together. If I had to take a guess, they are together, and there's a reason. There's three of them, you know, when I usually do two. So for me, it was kind of, I would have to say, and again, just to compare it to Journey, which is a huge compliment, by the way. I love that soundtrack. I love the song Apotheosis and everything building up to it, which is the final song in the game. To me, this seemed pretty much what the image is telling me. So what I mean by that is, I see the forest in the background, right? Where that, I see lights coming out of the forest lights. And then the part right above it or right in front of it looks like white fog to me, like the clearing of the forest. And Call seems like up here, right? You know, where the peak of this place is. So that's why I said it sounded very endgame. And I think if I had to make an educated guess, it's these three songs represent this image quite well. Actually, I just noticed in the mountain itself, or volcano, whatever that is, there is like a little town in there. There's some buildings in there. There seems to be a what's the word I'm thinking of? Is it I almost said animatronic. That's not. What am I thinking of? Beast-like. There's a word for that, and I can't think of it right now. But whatever. Animal-like characters, right? This character, which looks like a main character, pointing at the this mountain. Looks kind of like a hamster, sort of. It looks like rodent teeth. And then we have this other eagle-like creature carrying a what looks like a beheaded worm. It's very confusing, but and then I see kind of feathers everywhere. It looks like a book. It really does. It looks like those old, like very beginning, like Harry Potter books and stuff like that. So I'm going to assume also that this has a very, very ambient soundtrack. I'm going to assume that the whole thing sounds like this. Maybe there's a little bit of conflict in this game somewhere, and the music might have like a little bit of percussion. But overwhelmingly, I just keep it in the feel of like Journey and Abzu and stuff that Austin Wintory has composed before. And yeah, there was a lot of world sounds in here, a lot of instruments. Some sounded Turkish. There was even like some kind of Russian sounding stuff going on there. The piano was kind of holding it all together. It felt like the glue of the songs. Light vocals. Yeah, it just was telling a story. Let me see what this game is about, because the curiosity is growing. It's rated 5 stars on Steam out of 30,000 votes. That says something. Oh, it's from 2021. Let us read. Oh, 2023? What? It's a city building game. Oh, all of a sudden, Frostpunk just came into my mind. Frostpunk style music and the whole like, well, that's different though, because in Frostpunk, I don't know anything about city builders. I kind of have a somewhat idea of how they work, but at least in Frostpunk, that one, like the turmoil is the weather. So you're like fighting against the clock in a way. Anyways, Against the Storm is a 2023 city building game developed by Aramite Games, published by Hooded Horse. Unlike traditional city building games, it incorporates elements of roguelike games and has a short playtime with goals players must achieve. City builder roguelike? That's a first. The game is set in a fantasy world eternally ravaged by the Blightstorm. Okay, yeah. Maybe this is like Frostpunk. The only safe haven in this world is the smoldering city ruled by the Scorched Queen. Yep, I think this image might tell the whole story of the game completely. Occasionally, the storm subsides, and the Scorched Queen sends her viceroys to establish settlements with the purpose of gathering supplies for the smoldering city until the Blightstorm hits again, destroying all settlements in the process. Okay. Anything else I'm missing here? Actually, yeah. Let me find more info on this composer really quick. Yeah, it's very interesting. One thing I really admire about it sounds weird, but one thing I admire about my channel is we hear everything, all aspects of games. If I've had visual novels and whatever, and I just think it's really cool that even city builders, because I don't know anything about Poland. Yeah, wait, wasn't Frostpunk also made by a Polish crew? $11-Bit Studios. Polish. Okay, so this is like... There's a lot of Frostpunk similarities here. It's not the same creators, though. He's from Poland. I think he's only done Against the Storm and a game called Flooded. He's got an Instagram, if you guys are curious. With only 200 followers. That's a shame. Go follow him. Cool. Seems kind of young, too. making stuff like this, which again reminds me of Austin Wintory. He was very young when Journey came out. Dude, yeah, so basically, I think my overall brain activity is like 20% Journey and like 80% Frostpunk now that I learned that. Cool. Well, I don't know what else to say. Besides, I think that we just heard... okay, well, to elaborate further on what I said about those kind of like 3 locations, which is just, you know, what we see behind the main character, I guess. I feel like those are different settings. I don't know how city builders work exactly. Like if you complete one area of the map, you get another background map, or if it just resets. I would have to assume you get new ones, so I would assume it's like those 3, and then Call is probably the last one you hear, but it's also very short. So I don't know. If you have any experience with city builders and games like that, let me know if there's kind of like a common theme in the soundtracks with these, because the 2 that come, or I guess there's 3, right? There's SimCity, Frostpunk, and Against the Storm. I don't know if I've done any other ones. If I've done another one on this channel, please let me know. Maybe I'll make a playlist. I don't know if I have, but I'm definitely getting that Frostpunk thing, which is again also Polish, which is Small World. I wonder if there was any overlap in the creative process. But cool. Those are very ambient, beautiful orchestral songs. I enjoyed those. And it made me very curious on the actual story here of the smoldering city. That's all I got. Tell me more about Against the Storm. And what is that thing in the O? I can't tell what it is. Too small. It looks like a Ferris wheel. Against the Storm. Very cool, though. Actually, it kind of looks like an album art, too. If I look at it kind of far away, it looks like a band's album or something. Like Mastodon used to have albums that look like that. Anyways, so shout out Mikolaj. Let me know if I'm saying that right. Is the Polish J... Am I saying any letters wrong? Is Mikolaj Kurpios? Cool. Okay, well, thank you, Cabe, and thank you to all the requesters and patrons you see on screen. I couldn't be here without them. Until next time, my name is Jesse in the Auditorium. Take care.